Do you know what's as fun as a dentist bill? The median retirement savings for Americans aged 65 to 74. It's about $88,400. Median, not average. Median means half of retirees have less than that, which means if retirement were a group project, half the class forgot to show up. Now, add Social Security. The average benefit is about $1,900 a month. Put that together, and the typical retiree is living on roughly $2,200 a month. That's not golden years. That's golden years sponsored by Walmart clearance aisle. That's more like check the grocery receipt twice. And this is where most people get confused because you'll often hear headlines saying the average retiree has around $400,000 saved. Sounds comforting and completely misleading because averages get dragged upward by a small group of very wealthy households. It's like saying the average person owns a yacht because Jeff Bezos exists. The reality, the bottom 50% of households nearing retirement have almost nothing saved. So if retirement feels confusing or stressful, it's not because you're bad with money, it's because the scoreboard you're being shown is fake. Here's the uncomfortable part. Today's retirees, many of them, played the game on easy mode. They had pensions, affordable homes, stable jobs, college that didn't cost the GDP of a small country. Younger generations, different map, same rules, fewer power-ups. Pensions quietly disappeared and got replaced with 401k, which basically said, congrats, you're now the CEO of your own retirement department. Good luck. Housing prices sprinted while wages jogged. Student debt became normal. Healthcare costs put on rocket boosters. So when people say, why don't younger folks save like they used to? Because the treadmill is faster and someone stole the handrails. Let's talk about the common failure points because this isn't about intelligence, it is about behavior. First, not starting early. Compounding is brutally unfair in a good way if you show up early. A small amount invested young can outperform a much larger amount invested late. Time does the heavy lifting, but compounding doesn't send progress updates. It works like a slow cooker, not a microwave. It works quietly, and humans hate slow cookers, which is why people underestimate it and delay. Second, the savings collapse in your 30s and 40s. Kids happen. Mortgages happen. Life turns into a group chat you can't mute. Retirement saving gets paused temporarily and accidentally stays paused for 10 years, and those are the most expensive years to miss. Third, cashing out retirement accounts. About 40% of people cash out their 401k when they change jobs. That's not just taxes and penalties, that's ripping out future decades of growth. It's like ripping the engine out of the plane mid-flight. Fourth, assuming you'll catch up later. Most people don't realize how extreme the math gets. Later is brutally expensive. To make up for lost time, you don't save a little more. You often need to save twice or 4 times as much. That's not motivation, that's financial CrossFit. And finally, bad investment choices, saving without investing. Shockingly common example, people contribute to a 401k and leave it sitting in cash. So yes, they're saving, but their money is doing absolutely nothing. That's like going to the gym and standing next to the treadmill. Now here's the good news. Comfortable retirement isn't about being rich, it's about being consistent. People who do okay in retirement usually did a few boring things really well. They automated early before lifestyle inflation kicked in. Money left their paycheck before they had a chance to spend it. They saved 15 to 20% consistently, not perfectly, just consistently. They invested in simple, diversified portfolios and didn't panic every time the market had a mood swing. They entered retirement with low or no debt, which lowers the income you actually need, and they planned for healthcare because that bill does not care about your vibes. So if you ask, what if I'm already late? Here's something important. Starting late is not ideal, but doing nothing is worse. If you're in your 40s, 50s, or even early 60s, action still matters. And if you're still in your 20s or 30s, please hear me out and start now. Every dollar saved reduces pressure later. Every year you wait raises the stakes. Retirement outcomes aren't decided by one big moment. They're shaped by small, repeated choices over decades. And here's the real takeaway. If you follow median behavior, you get median results. If you want a different outcome, you don't need brilliance, you need different habits. Not perfect ones, just slightly better ones, repeated long enough. You just need to be slightly more intentional than average for a very long time. Retirement isn't a finish line you suddenly arrive at. It's a direction you drift toward, based on what you do when no one's watching. The math is simple. The psychology is hard. But once you understand the rules, you finally stop guessing and start playing it on purpose, and that alone puts you ahead of most people. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you, even a little, like the video, subscribe, and comment your age and where you're at financially. See you in the next video.